Hey everybody, welcome to your weekly forecast for Monday, August 1st through Sunday, August 7th. And a very special shout out to my subscribers and for those of you who like and share and comment on my videos. If you're a return viewer, meaning you come to check out my videos but you don't subscribe to my channel, would you please take the time to do that right now and click on the notification bell. You'll be notified each time I upload something. There's also links below in the description box. One is to my website where you can still get information even though it's kind of under construction because my web host is having problems with whatever, and I haven't been able to truly update my website. But there's something called Ask Me a Question, which is for those of you who only want to know maybe one or two things about your chart, okay? And I do want to mention that I usually cover all your aspects in the weeklies, but there is a major conjunction that's still going on. It's still in effect. And I kept saying Uranus conjunct Mars. And the aspect is all actually Mars conjunct Uranus. And believe it or not, there is a big difference in which planet is transiting and aspecting the other planet. Okay, if this were Uranus conjunct Mars, it would be a lot more potent, okay? And in a lot of ways, this conjunction is considered a hard aspect, okay? But I actually went into more detail in your monthlies, okay? So I'm not really going to cover it too much here because it was important enough to cover there, and I did touch very lightly on the moon's north node, which is in Taurus. I only use nodes and Chiron and a lot of other things, part of fortune, in personal charts, okay, not in a general reading. So anyways, on Monday, August 1st, the aspect is Mars in Taurus conjunct Uranus in Taurus. Okay, now on Tuesday, August 2nd, Venus in Cancer sextiles Uranus in Taurus. And on Wednesday, August 3rd, Venus in Cancer sextiles Mars in Taurus. Okay, so we have these two really nice sextiles, like the few days after this conjunction of Mars and Uranus. Okay, so I think it kind of tones it down a little bit. There's some kind of nice things coming out of whatever may have occurred during the conjunction on Monday in your life, okay? Don't forget, though, this aspect is in effect for a little while, so it doesn't necessarily have to be exactly working for you on the 1st, okay? So on Thursday, August 4th, Mercury moves into Virgo, and on Sunday, August 7th, Venus in Cancer trines Neptune in Pisces, and on the same day, Mars in Taurus squares Saturn in Aquarius. So let's get to your weekly forecast. Okay, so for Aquarius, on Monday, August 1st, Mars in Taurus conjuncts Uranus in Taurus, okay? In your 4th house where you have the sign of Taurus. And normally I would be covering this aspect in your weekly forecast like this, okay? Like I'm doing right now. Everyone else, though, when I did their monthly forecast, I covered it in more detail there. Okay, I haven't uploaded your monthly forecast for August yet, so I'm going to cover this in this week's forecast like I normally would, okay? Anyway, this conjunction of Mars and Uranus in your 4th house of your home, okay, your home, your family, where you actually physically live, you know, the property surrounding your home, it's your past, your childhood, your personal life, pretty much, okay? So the planet Uranus has been here for a while, okay? So there's been a kind of upheaval within your personal life or your family life or your living arrangement, wherever it is that you live, like never a dull moment kind of thing. And when Mars entered this area, it started to bring things to a head. And when these two planets had this aspect, of a conjunction which will last a little bit longer. You know what I mean? It's exact on August 1st, Monday, but the effects will last for a little bit. Okay. But anyway, so the effect, it could be kind of explosive. You're not really sure what to expect with this kind of conjunction because it's pretty powerful. It's a lot of energy, okay? Mars brings the action, and the planet Uranus brings the unpredictability. So you're not really sure how you're going to react, or someone else is going to react, or whatever might even occur in your home or your personal life, or within your family. You know, but you may have like a roommate that's really out there, kind of, you know, that is a little bit bizarre, even for you. You know what I mean? Okay, because Uranus is your ruling planet, and if anyone's going to be bizarre, it's going to be an Aquarian, right? So it takes a lot to outdo you, but you know, somebody could be like that right now in your life, really up and down. They're in and out of your life. They can never make a commitment of some kind, you know, do anything really definite. So if this is a family member, especially if it's a child, you know, that like traditionally it would be called their rebellious years or something, but they're like 5 years old, you know, they're how many years away from their rebellious teenage years or whatever. So it depends, you know, so it could be a child, something very unexpected occurring with a child, okay, or other family member, or whomever it is that you live with. Or it could be something to do with where you physically live, too, your home. I would have to say, you know, loss of power, like electricity, just because it could be due to storms or whatever occurring in your neighborhood. You know, maybe somebody was doing some kind of work and they hit a power line and now you have no power. It could be just stuff like that, or appliances breaking down. More than one, okay? So it's just something, you know, annoying, but not necessarily very bad, because on Tuesday, August 2nd, Venus in Cancer in your 6th house sextiles Uranus, transiting in your 4th house of Taurus. And on Wednesday, August 3rd, Venus again in Cancer in your 6th house sextiles Mars in Taurus in your 4th house. So you've got these really nice sextiles from Venus that help to smooth over or get the benefit of whatever may have occurred or will occur around this transit, okay, in your personal life or your home life or your home, period, okay? Your 6th house is your house of work, the kind of work that you do, the workplace, co-workers. Maybe you are working from home if you work for other people, or even if you're self-employed, you're working from home, and there is it's really working out for you. Or you could have a I don't know, a co-worker possibly rent a room from you or something like that, or you know, arrange some kind of setup where, you know, the thing is someone just like may end up on your doorstep and need help, you know. They may suddenly just be like out of the blue, and it could be somebody like from your past even, you know, that you haven't been in contact with for years, but they could just show up and need your help and need a place to stay, okay? It could be something like that, but whatever it is, it works out for the best in the long run, okay? 6th house is not only like the kind of work that you do in the workplace, it's also the house of service, okay? And with Venus here, it looks like you're really willing to help somebody out at this time in regards to giving them a place to stay, or your home in some way or other, or just like your attention, okay? Because this is also like your personal life, your 4th house. So maybe you're just like bringing someone into your family in a way, even though they're not family, okay? On Sunday, August 7th, Venus in Cancer in your 6th house trines Neptune, transiting in your 2nd house of Pisces. And on the same day, Mars in Taurus in your 4th house squares Saturn, transiting in your 1st house of Aquarius. Okay, so you still got this very nice trine from your 6th house of Cancer, okay, to Neptune in your 2nd house of earned income. Okay, so you could be receiving something at this time from work that you do, not other than a normal paycheck. It could be something on the side. It could be work that you've performed of like your own. So there is something that you do, that you create or whatever, that you make with your own 2 little hands, you know, that you sold and you're being paid for it. Or at the same time, you know, with this square from Mars in your 4th house, okay, to Saturn in your 1st house of, you know, like yourself, your whole outlook and whatever is going on right now, whereas maybe, you know, you are helping someone possibly when it comes to your home or your family or whatever. And it is like a little bit of a burden to you with this Mars square Saturn in your 1st house, or someone at home is a little bit of a burden to you, but you're like getting through it. You're kind of getting through it. In some way you may actually be benefiting financially. They could be paying you, you know, whatever it is that you're doing, if they're staying with you, or if you're just helping them out in some way. It looks like they're giving you some kind of benefit. Okay, maybe even if it isn't money, it's something. They're trying to repay you for whatever it is you're doing for them. Okay, so for Virgo, on Monday, August 1st, Mars in Taurus conjunction Uranus in Taurus in your 9th house. And I did cover this in your monthly forecast in more detail. Normally I would cover it here in the weeklies, but I actually went into it more in your monthly forecast. So listen to it there, okay? So on Tuesday, August 2nd, Venus in Cancer in your 11th house, sextiles Uranus transiting in your 9th house of Taurus, and on Wednesday, August 3rd, Venus in Cancer in your 11th house, sextiles Mars, transiting in Taurus in your 9th house. Okay, so whatever may have happened with this conjunction of Mars and Uranus in your 9th house, no matter what happened, right now it looks like there's some good came out of it. You know, if it was something that was kind of unpredictable, weren't really sure how it was going to go. You have these very nice sextiles from Venus in your 11th house of dreams, hopes, and wishes. It's also your house of friends and acquaintances, where you would normally go to hang out, and a kind of organization that you belong to. And it's also socializing in person and online on social media. It's your most sociable house, okay? So your group of friends could be helping you in some way, or someone that you meet possibly on social media. They could be from another country, right, or live at a distance from you. You're benefiting in some way from knowing this person, even if it's just that in conversation they give you information that you lacked in order to do something. You know what I mean? Move forward in some way or other. So it could be an organization, even though, that you belong to, or someone that you just contact, an organization that you contact out of the blue about possibly, you know, some kind of, could be like if it's a legal problem or any kind of problem dealing with media and publishing, whatever. Okay, that they're there to help you. Okay. On Sunday, August 7th, Venus in Cancer in your 11th house trines Neptune, transiting in your 7th house of Pisces. And on the same day, Mars in Taurus in your 9th house squares Saturn, transiting in your 6th house of Aquarius. So, not a big deal, you know. Very nice trine from Venus in your 11th to your 7th house of close relationships. Okay, your romantic, business, close friend. Things seem to be going pretty well there, you know, but if it is, let's say, like somebody that's business, or even like your employer, you know, whomever, if you work for someone else, or if you're self-employed and you have clients, you know, the square from Mars in your 9th house to your 6th house of work, the kind of work that you do, your co-workers, the workplace, period, okay? It just means that maybe things aren't going so swimmingly as they should be with a co-worker or a client, and it could be just because you're not seeing eye to eye on something, okay? Your experience has you believing something should be one way because that's the way you know how to do whatever, and let's say the client or even co-worker believes it should be done another way because that's the way they've always done it, okay? Not a big deal, you know, you're just going to do whatever it is you normally would anyways, right? Why would you listen to someone else if you already know what you're doing, right? Okay, so for Capricorn, let's see here. Okay, yeah, for Capricorn, okay, on Monday, August 1st, Mars in Taurus conjuncts Uranus in Taurus in your 5th house where you have the sign of Taurus, okay? So this was actually covered in your monthly forecast, okay? Normally I would cover it in the weeklies because it is an aspect, but I decided to do it there in your monthly forecast, so listen to it there, okay? On Tuesday, August 2nd, Venus in Cancer in your 7th house, sextiles Uranus transiting in your 5th house of Taurus, and on Wednesday, August 3rd, Venus in Cancer in your 7th house, sextiles Mars transiting in Uranus, transiting in Taurus in your 5th house, okay? So this conjunction of Mars and Uranus on the 1st, whatever became of that, okay? Neither good nor bad, you know, it depends on how you view it, and it is in effect for a little while, okay, not just that day. You do have these really nice sextiles from Venus in your 7th house of partnerships and close relationships, okay? It's in your opposite sign of Cancer, so it makes you a little bit more lazy, kind of, or not willing to put a lot of effort into, let's say, even arguing or disagreeing with someone, you know, you're kind of like not in the mood to rehash something that's already been gone over how many times already, right? So this sextile from your 7th house of close relationships to your 5th house of romance, okay? Romance, creativity, fun, all this stuff, like kind of in a way ensures that whatever that conjunction of Mars and Uranus was is and turning out like much better than you thought, okay? It's for the it's like better this way, even though while whatever was going down, okay, let's say like in a romance, at the time you were like, oh, you know, you weren't sure how to take it or what to do with what are you going to do now kind of thing, you know? Or even with a creative project or some kind of collaboration with someone. But now, with this sextile to both of these planets from Venus, it's actually working out for the best, okay? So you benefit from whatever may have occurred. On Sunday, August 7th, Venus in Cancer in your 7th house trines Neptune transiting in your 3rd house of Pisces, and on the same day, Mars and Taurus in your 5th house squares Saturn transiting in your 2nd house of Aquarius. Okay, so we're down to, you know, the trine from your 7th house to your 3rd house is actually very nice, okay? Both of these houses are the written word and contracts of any kind, even if they're verbal. So at this time, you know, you could make some kind of agreement to a partnership, you know, a romantic, business, friend, something, anything that goes well, you know, it goes well for both of you. However, on the same day, having Mars in your 5th house of romance and speculation and creativity and all that, squaring Saturn in your 2nd house of income, money, okay? Means that, you know, you are trying to figure out a way that how is it going to be fair as far as how things are paid for, who is paid for what, or is it 50-50 or 60-40, you know, whatever. You want an equal share of whatever it is you're doing if it is a creative project. Now, if it is a romance, maybe you're both agreeing to share the, equally, share the debt, you know, share all the bills and stuff like that. So it's some kind of an arrangement that really affects your finances. So you're really considering it a lot closer than you normally would something else, let's say. Okay. So for Libra, on Monday, August 1st, Mars in Taurus conjunct Uranus in Taurus in your 8th house. And this aspect was actually covered in your monthly forecast. I went into more detail there. So listen to your monthly forecast, okay? On Tuesday, August 2nd, Venus in Cancer in your 10th house sextiles Uranus transiting in your 8th house of Taurus. And on Wednesday, August 3rd, Venus in Cancer in your 10th house sextiles Mars in Taurus in your 8th house. So these are very, very nice aspects, okay? So that conjunction in your 8th house of other people's money and everything, you know, that's very unpredictable. But with these two planets being aspected by Venus in your 10th house of your most public house, okay, your public persona, how you're known by reputation professionally and personally, how people speak about you publicly, okay? So, when Venus is in your 10th house, people have very, very nice things to say about you, but a lot of it has to do with your appearance. You know, they're commenting on your appearance and how good looking you are or whatever, okay? So, your ability to influence the public in a way is affecting your money, okay? Your ability to bring in someone else's resources, get help from other people. You know, if you had like a GoFundMe account at this time that for whatever reason, it would probably do really, really well beyond your expectations. Okay, so you're getting help possibly from people in high positions. Could be celebrity type people, very well known, famous even. And they're giving you either access to whatever it is that they have, or people are just outright giving you money, okay? Maybe lending it to you, but it looks to me like they're actually giving it to you, okay? On Sunday, August 7th, Venus in Cancer in your 10th house trines Neptune transiting in your 6th house of Pisces, and on the same day, Mars in Taurus in your 8th house squares Saturn transiting in your 5th house of Aquarius, okay? So we still got that very nice trine from your 10th house of your career to your 6th house where you have Neptune, 6th house of the kind of work that you do and the workplace and co-workers. So even the people you work with, you know, or even a client or possibly that you may have, has very nice things to say about you. It's really enhancing your reputation, your professional reputation, okay? So that is enhancing your ability to either bring in new work or start new projects or something or other, bringing a fresh start in a way, even if it's just like a new client, okay? But the square from Mars in your 8th house, okay, to your 5th house where you have Saturn, Saturn being in your 5th house of romance and children, creativity, speculation, all of these things have been kind of thwarted in a way with this planet here. Makes you feel like you have had no movement in this area. You're stagnant, you know. The square from Mars in your 8th house is almost like saying, you know what, I'm not going to pay for all of this stuff anymore. You know, there could be an ongoing thing as far as entertainment goes that you pay for, that you again aren't going to pay for anymore. Maybe it's something that you're not even enjoying. It's for other people in your family or something, or it could be something dealing with a child that you may have to do away with, you know, not like I said, pay for anymore. But, you know, it just seems to me that you're going to put the brakes on spending, okay? Not just your own spending, but the other people in your life. Like, also, though, the fifth house is creative projects, okay? So you want paid. If you're in a collaboration with somebody, you want paid for it. And that could also be what this is about, is trying to get the money that's due you. You know, you did the work and you worked on it really hard. That's what Saturn does. It does enable you to stick to something really boring and tedious, you know. But when it's done, it's like perfection, okay? So you more than likely have finished something. Now you want paid for it, okay?